So I have to film in the morning before everyone wakes up. So that way I have enough time to edit and it's going to be quiet. Bastion, get the... Sorry everyone, Bastion's in camera on account of he has to be annoying to someone, and that someone has to be awake, and look at the lucky person. Stop rubbing on my monitor, please. Thank you. So, I took a break from Rogue Squadron, and I'm not sure why. I think part of me was hoping this would be good. This is the Star Wars. It wasn't good. In fact, it was actually worse than the last time I read it. You see, we're going to get into the kind of good, because there's nothing really good in this book. We're going to get into the bad, and we're going to get into the fucking ugly. Ooh. So let's talk about the good of the Star Wars. Essentially all you need to know is this is the Lucas rough draft, quote-unquote. The goodness, the art's decent. It's different for a Star Wars book. And, it's alright. It could be so much worse. And that's it. That's the good. That's the only good. Because they cut out the issue 0 in this version, which explains all the technology, which I thought was kind of interesting. So now, that's all the good. Okay, we're done with the good. We'll get into the bad, which is everything else, except for some of the ugly. Well, we'll get to the ugly. Well, I consider the ugly in a bit. The bad, everything. This is written horribly. It has no real plot. Like, they don't even try. And it has the ability to feel really long-winded and rushed at the same time, which I call the worst writing ever. So that goes back to point 1. It's so awful. The dialogue in it is garbage. The characters just kind of one-dimensional and dumb. It's just completely awful. There's no good character in this. They're just all dumb and they don't make sense. So, yeah. That's the Star Wars for you. Utter garbage. I don't even need to give a plot synopsis. Don't read this book. Don't. And now we get into the ugly. The ugly of this is, Dark Horse had the balls to say this was Lucas's first draft. And it is not Lucas's first draft. I can't believe that for 1 second. It's like they took 5 drafts and they threw them together to make what they consider to be a coherent story, which is still incredibly incoherent. In fact, another part of the ugly of this is I had the hope that this was going to be better. And apparently when I read it the first time, although I didn't like it the first time, I read it through rose-tinted shades, because they tricked me with this being called the Lucas first draft, which is a fucking lie. An absolute lie. So if you feel duped, it's alright. I think we all do at this point. But yeah, that's the Star Wars. It gets 0 out of 5 stars. 0. Yeah. So how do you get this book? Well, I'm glad you asked. For some masochistic, strange reason you want to read this. You can get it in trade. They made 3 versions of this. That's fucking unacceptable. That's just dumb. There's the paperback, which I recommend because it's the cheapest. They made a hardcover of the paperback, and then they made a deluxe, like $100 hardcover that has like an art book in it, and I'm just like, that's fucking stupid. Who would pay money for that? I don't know anyone who bought that. Because the Star Wars is just a piece of trash. Bastion, what do you think of the Star Wars? He won't even look at me. He's so ashamed that I reviewed this book instead of pet him, that he won't even touch it. He won't even talk about it. So anyway, that's my review. Have a nice day. And next time I return to Rogue Squadron with The Warrior Princess by Michael Stackpole. So I'm excited for that. Join me next week.